it's Indigo. I asked on Facebook if people could send in some questions for a Q&A that I wanted to do. And a lot of you did. It's been quite a while since I've done a proper Q&A. So, this is me doing one. It's audio only, so you can consider it a podcast of sorts. So you can just listen to it while you're doing whatever you're doing. So, let me just get into the questions. I've got my laptop next to me. Okay. I've got quite a few. Have you ever thought about being a professional actress? Well, I've thought about it for sure. I'm not sure if it's something that would really fit me all too well, as I can be pretty self-conscious when having to perform in front of an audience, but it would be interesting. I also I'm not very good at keeping to scripts. I always improvise, so that would be a bit of an issue. My number one destination to travel? I don't know. I've been to quite a lot of places. I really love vacations to the tropics, because I love diving and nature and stuff like that. But I also like cities for their architecture and like museums and stuff like that. But I'd say what I want to visit at this point, I really want to go visit the US, and especially explore all the different states and their landmarks and cultures. It's something that's definitely on my bucket list, to do a trip through every state in America. My favorite band or artist? That's a hard one, because it always changes for me. What I love one day can be, I can be kind of meh about it the next. Even genres, I don't really know what I like the most. I'd say some that I consistently have been liking throughout the years are Rush, Yes, The Prodigy, Pendulum, System of a Down. I don't know, probably a lot more, and it does change every day, like I said, but how many languages do you speak, and how did you learn English so well? Just through classroom study, or have you spent time in English-speaking countries? Well, I only speak 2 languages fluently, which are Dutch and English. Then I know enough French and German to understand it, when I'm hearing it. And I can have some basic conversations in them. And then I also know a little bit of Spanish and Norwegian, but I'm fairly rusty with those. From other languages, it's just sentences and, some words, but not much. And English, I never spend any time in English. I went on vacation, of course, but I never spent a significant amount of time in any other country that speaks English. But I think mostly I've learned to speak English through the internet, just chatting and Skyping with people from all over the world. And I also have just natural interest in it, which does tend to make things a bit easier. How many wigs do you own? And did you play dress up when you were little? I have around 30 wigs, I think. Probably a little more now. I actually want to do a video where I show them off someday. And I did used to play dress up a lot as a kid. My mom, she knows how to sew really well. So she would make me all sorts of costumes to dress up in and play around with, and yeah, it's something that I've always really liked. So, if you could do a collaboration with any ASMR artist, who would it be? I have no clue, really. I feel like most artists are approachable enough that if you ask them, that if I would ask them, they would, oblige. So I'm not sure, really. I think in general it would be very interesting to see any of the people that I follow doing like a vampire roleplay in general. That'd be really cool. Maybe we should start a trend. Hashtag Vampire ASMR 2016. Okay. Is there a character that you would like to do but haven't been able to because of money or props? Oh, so many. Especially cosplay characters that are either requested or that I really want to portray. For example, I really, really, really want to portray Sylvanas Windrunner, who is a character from World of Warcraft, and she has a pretty elaborate costume. And I've looked into getting it made, but it's very expensive, so there's always ideas that I have for costumes and like giant headdresses and really fancy contacts and masks and prosthetics and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a couple that I would love to do. And I also feel like I should be better at makeup, like at special effects makeup, so I could do even more crazy stuff. Yeah. Okay. What games do you enjoy playing, or that I'm currently playing? Well, I love playing MMORPGs like World of Warcraft, and Guild Wars 2, and Secret World. Mainly playing a lot of World of Warcraft lately. And some other favorite games are Fallout, Mass Effect, Vampire the Masquerade, obviously, Dragon Age, Undertale, Borderlands. What else? I really love Alice Madness Returns. There's so many games that I like, I guess, but those are some of my favorites that I can think of right now. Oh, and Pokemon, obviously. I don't know why that's obviously, because I guess it's just a very popular game. I love Blizzard games in general. I also play quite a bit of Heroes of the Storm. I love some MOBAs. I love Smite and Heroes of the Storm, like I said. I don't like League of Legends too much. It's kind of boring to me. Yeah, that's about it for that. Have you ever been out in public and dressed as one of your characters? If so, how did people react if they noticed? Oh yes, I've been outside as Alicia quite a couple of times. The first time I went in full costume was 2 years ago on Halloween. I visited my mom for Halloween. We just had a cup of coffee. But we also went to the mall really quick to pick up some groceries. And people definitely noticed. They just came up to me and my mom and, you know, like, oh, what are you wearing? And we're like, yeah, I'm dressed up. It's Halloween and it's not that big of a thing here in Holland at all. Nobody dresses up for Halloween. I do, but so people generally really liked it. And there was also this stranger, this guy who came up to me and asked me if I wanted to marry him. That actually did happen. I had to politely refuse, of course. I also went outside a couple of times as Angela with the whole skull makeup. Didn't really get too many looks, I guess. But yeah, I don't mind. Like, I have no shame in that for sure. Okay, it's quite obvious that you're into vampire literature, and I know you have said you read G.R.R. Martin's Song of Ice and Fire recently. Have you read his vampire story, Vavra Dream? I don't know how to pronounce that, but I've heard about it, but I haven't read it. I might have to, if you guys can recommend it, if it's any good. What's the silliest thing I've ever done? Oh, I know. Okay. I was 14 years old and I had a boyfriend, and it was all very cute and adorable. And on his birthday, he had a party at his place, and I was very excited because I loved spending time with him. But then the whole party, which was basically just me, him, and one of his guy friends, they spent the entire evening watching soccer, like football in Europe. And it was so boring. I just sat there and they were just talking about sports, and it was like 2 in the morning, and that was just the whole evening. They just were at it, so I was pretty annoyed. So I went upstairs like mad, and eventually he came to get me and was like, I'm so sorry, like, you know, just with my friend, whatever. Obviously he didn't know how to, you know, properly treat a girl, I guess. So he asked me, how can I make it up to you? And at that point it was like 2-3 in the morning. I was like, we're gonna have to go swimming right now. And his birthday was in summer, so we went outside and we went to the lake. We walked to the lake in the middle of the night and we went swimming. And it was actually really nice, and that did make up for it. So yeah, but it was pretty silly as well. Okay. Do you enjoy what you do, or is there also always something in the back of your mind that you think you'd rather be doing? Not really. I do always feel like I can do better. I can make more videos. I can make more quality videos. I can do this and be more motivated. And I feel like there's a lot, like projects that I need to finish. That stuff is always nagging at me. But overall, I think that this is one of the best uses of my time that I've ever had. So, in that regard, no, I don't feel like there's anything I'd rather be doing or that I should be doing. What do you think your alignment is? And it links to an alignment test from like role-playing games, or just role-playing in general, I guess. And my alignment is chaotic and good, which I was actually pretty happy about because it's a pretty good alignment. it means you have a free spirit. And you're also good at art. So I was pretty happy to get chaotic good, actually. Have you ever watched Kindred the Embraced? I have not. I should though. Like, I really should. I feel like it's aged quite a bit, but I might have to give it a thorough try sometimes. Ever tried to balance a light switch between on and off? Yes, but I think we all have. Just silly things like that. Have you ever thought of streaming yourself playing games, like on Twitch? Well, yeah, I've thought about it, but I'm not sure if that's something that I would be good at. I'm terrible with technical stuff, and I hardly, know my way around what I know my way around. You have to, like, get all fancy with, like, OBS, and I don't know if I could do that. Also, I'm not sure if I would be entertaining enough. I don't mind doing, like, recording it like I did yesterday, for example. That's fun, though. I'm not sure if, like, streaming is the way for me, personally, to go, but you never know what the future holds. I was wondering, since I'm naturally curious, do you have any birthmarks or such? I can tell you I still have a mark adjacent to my left eye from crouching too far over steps as a kid tumbling over, and a birthmark that either means my mom craved grapes, wine, or kebab. That's an interesting question. I have a lot of birthmarks, actually. Like those little, we call them mother spots. It's like freckles, I guess. But like large freckles. I have them all over my body. Just all over, especially on my arms and my back, but they're also on my legs, on my chest, on my stomach, pretty much everywhere. And I have a few, I have a big red spot underneath my foot, one of my feet. And what else do I have? I have something else. Yeah, I have this like weird spot on my thigh. And what's that animal called that's supposed to deliver kids, like children, babies? I know the Dutch name, it's ooievaar, but like the white bird that brings children. It said the spot that I have on my thigh, that's like where that bird like picked you up or something. I don't know. That's what people would always tell me when I was a child, so. Anyway. If you were to expand your content into a new universe, mythology, lore, which would it be? All of them. Okay, I have to pick some, right? I would love to go for something like Norse, Nordic, or Egyptian, Greek or Roman mythology. Like the pantheons, like the gods and goddesses. I think that would be really cool, but that would mean a lot of research and costuming, but it would be cool, right? I'm very interested in that in general. And what else? I don't know, there's so many things that I would like to have, portray characters in. Definitely want to do some with World of Warcraft. I want to do more with Mass Effect, stuff like that. I don't know. I just want to do all the things always. I have so many ideas always. It's crazy. Okay. Can you recommend any books for learning Dutch? It's a bucket list thing. I wouldn't know about any books, I'm afraid, but there's an app that I've been using to teach myself different languages, which is called Duolingo, and It's completely free and it's very, very helpful. So definitely start out on Duolingo. It really gives you quite an understanding of a language if you, keep at it. So, where do you get your different colored contact lenses? Because I would love to get some and maybe throw my hand at themed ASMR videos. First of all, it's really cool that you're inspired to do videos. I buy mine from a website called attitude-holland.com or .nl. Probably an L. If you just Google Attitude Holland, you'll find it. It's a Dutch web store that sells them, and they are 20 euros for non-prescription contact lenses that you can keep for a year. So that's ones that I get. How close is the prince to a meltdown? Pretty close. I really do want to get back into the actual storyline. I've just had a lot of projects popping up, but yeah, she's not in a great place mentally. She's about to, yeah, definitely. Okay, so also, have you ever been to the US? Not yet, but I want to. Okay. Will Caladora tell her story about how she adopted Jackie the cat? Well, I think you're referring to what I read in my birthday stream, and I hate to ruin anyone's dreams, but I don't think that Callie is adopted Jackie. I don't think that's reality. I'm sorry. If you could exist in any work of fiction, books, movies, video games, etc., where would you be and who would you be? That's a hard question because there's so many worlds that I would love to live in. I would love to live in the Pokemon universe, or the Harry Potter universe, World of Warcraft, Fallout, Mass Effect. I guess I would have to go for Mass Effect. Yeah, I think I would enjoy that most. I don't know what I'd be. Realistically, I'd probably be a colonist or something. But it would also be cool to work on a citadel. Ironically, I have this unexplained fear of space. Just the idea of being suspended in space is really scary to me, but I might be able to fly a spaceship, I don't know. Also, do all Europeans secretly loathe Americans? No, we don't, but we do think that you are handling your affairs in questionable ways. Yeah. What do you do when you feel discouraged in general? Is there something that reignites you or anything like that? That's a good question, and a really helpful one as well. I would say that just picking myself up and doing something creative, I think really helps me. I think being creative in general really helps me with a lot of things to cope with whatever I'm dealing with. So try to have an open mind for things that inspire you and just do it. I don't know. Just try to feel. I guess it doesn't have to be like creating a video or whatever, just whatever is creative to you. Like it might be cooking like a nice meal, or even making a fancy sandwich, or doing some gardening, or maybe like spring cleaning, just anything to get out of that funk, just something that makes you feel good about yourself, feel accomplished, even if it's a little thing. That really helps helps me if I can pull myself up like that. If you could experience any game, book, or movie for the first time, what would they be? Oh, definitely Mass Effect all over. I would just, yeah, yes. I would just want to do that all over again. That's my biggest thing. Yeah, that game had such an emotional impact on me. Like, it's insane. It's just so good. I love it. What's your favorite video game or top 3? Well, I already answered it, so I guess I'll just give you my top 3. First would be, like, this changes, but for now what I'm thinking is the first is Mass Effect, then Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, and then Fallout. If you could make your own clan, what disciplines would they have? Brand new or existing ones? What would they be called, and what would their culture be like? Oh man, I could dedicate a whole video to just answering that question, couldn't I? I don't know. That would be interesting to think about and to flesh out. I'm not sure if I could come up with something highly original. I think it would be interesting to have a clan that uses magic. I don't know. More combat orientated. Does it make sense? I don't know if I'm making sense. But I guess I would just have to play like a mage from Mage, but I don't know. It's a lot of different concepts. I don't know, there's so many already. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. Maybe I'll dedicate like a video on it sometime. That's a cool idea. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I'll think about it. Okay. Which do you enjoy more, watching or creating ASMR content? And what's your favorite aspect of each? I think I enjoy creating more because I can put obviously more of myself into that. I do love watching it, but just something about creating something is just very satisfying to me. With just watching ASMR, I can just sit back, relax, feel good, and just let go of worries, which is very nice. And with making videos, I just feel, it just makes me feel accomplished. It just makes me feel like, despite everything, I can still do something that's a positive thing in this world, right? Because that's something that I've always struggled with a lot, feeling just useless and worthless. And with doing this, I feel like, I have at least some redeeming qualities, so, yeah. Oh gosh, what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen note? And I'm not gonna do that again. Have you ever acted or dressed up as your characters in public? Oh, I did already answer the dressing up part. I've never acted like one of them in public, no. Okay. Why did you choose to end your original Kindred Vampire storyline in its largest sense after Alicia's chronologer video, leaving only Celine and Laurie to hint at its continued existence? And if you considered bringing back any of your characters into the storyline, it seems a shame that characters like Lotus Flower, Kate Saunders, and Amira have only been used once, for instance. Okay. So, there are a couple of things that happened with the vampire storyline, but the main issue is that I kind of got tangled up in my own web. I felt like there were too many variables and too many open ends and just like character arcs that were overlapping and intertwining in ways that made it very hard to unravel. So, long story short, I kind of got overwhelmed. And then I also had the fantasy storyline that I wanted to wrap up, and yeah. So what I want to do is so it's not like, oh, it's just like nothing's happening anymore, or just forget about it. Like, I really do want to finish it, but I have to finish the fantasy roleplay series first. And that's just a matter of me stop being lazy and do it. And then I want to have a video series which is going to center around Alicia's official escape from the asylum. And after that, I want to wrap up some storylines. And after that, I think I want to go to a system that has some loose threads of interaction, but it's not going to be like events that are happening like in a really broad sense, but it's more going to be like if you just watch one video, like you kind of get the picture, right? And that way I can it'll be easier for me to implement characters again that I've kind of, only did once, because it'll be less pressure for me to weave them into a bigger overall story, right? If that makes any sense. I hope it makes sense. That about answers that, I think. I just got overwhelmed with it, and I need like a better system. Okay. What would happen if someone tried to hug Maria? I don't know. It kind of depends, I guess, on who would be doing the hugging. Like a friend or someone she respects, I guess she would feel slightly uncomfortable, but she would just like let it happen. But if it was like someone she didn't care about or just some random person, she would probably just shove them away. Yeah. Who is your favorite Corruption of Champions character, and why is it Urta? No, it's Shieldra. Yeah, I just love her. But I mean, I just think like she's just funny and cute, right? But then who I also really love is Bimbo Sophie, the harpy. And in general, I just love going the corruption route. Just corrupting everyone. Especially those damn succubi that you can just totally break. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop talking right now. Do you like From Dusk Till Dawn? I love that. Actually, I love that movie so much. I remember the first time when my dad showed me, and it just had like the plot twist in the middle. Well, not really a plot twist, but it just turned from, like this extortion, criminal, kidnapping, whatever movie, it's like, suddenly vampires. It was really cool. I love that. Right. If you could ask any omniscient or pan-dimensional entity just one question, what would you ask? Shit, I don't know, I'd have to ask a question that encompasses everything that I want to know, I mean, I guess you could go for, like, what's the meaning of life? Or, I don't know. That's too vague, I guess. Too broad, generic. I mean, I guess if they're already in, like, pan-dimensional, then that would already mean that there's more, than what's just on Earth. And that's, I guess, what I would want, like a confirmation on. So I guess I already have that, you know. I don't know. I guess I just really want to know, like, if what happens after we die, and if we reincarnate, and if there is some sort of higher purpose to being alive. Is it the lessons that we learn throughout, and, you know, the mistakes that we keep making until we figure out what we should change about our behaviors? I don't know, stuff like that. I'd have a lot of questions. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you be, or would you prefer travel? Well, I really do love traveling, but I also like, you know, I like being at home. I like being cozy. I like having my own little spot. I don't know. I guess if I was rich, I would like to live in America. I'm not sure where exactly, but only if I was like rich and I could just pay for, you know, everything and like proper health care and stuff like that. I don't know. I just want to be somewhere where I'm surrounded by people that I care about and love, I guess. Otherwise it doesn't really matter too much where it is. What sort of value do you give synchronicities or profound, meaningful coincidences in your life, if any? A lot. Actually, I put a lot of stock in that. I really do see that as something that's beyond, you know, the physical realm. That's a sign that you're on like a certain path. In general, I believe in a lot of spiritual things. So. Okay, I think we have a couple more that were sent in through my messages instead of comments. Okay. I asked you at the end of your live stream, but you didn't get a chance to answer. But did you mention once that you used to upload smoking videos, but found out everyone watching had a smoking fetish? Well, I was a wee child of 15 years old, and I thought smoking was the coolest thing ever. A couple of years later, and I realized it isn't. It's actually pretty not, you know, it's not cool, right? It can be a means to an end. It can be like an addiction, whatever. It's not something you need to do to be cool, right? But that's what I thought when I was 15 years old. And so I smoked. And what I would also do is go on YouTube and upload very silly lip-syncing videos of me lip-syncing, you know, like music. So, and I would like sometimes, you know, throw in a little bit of artsiness with like some acting, whatever, acting out the lyrics. So there's a very short part in Seven Nation Army, the song Seven Nation Army, that mentions cigarettes. So I made this very short clip, like 7 seconds long, and it was just me taking a drag of a cigarette and exhaling it while that part of the song played over top it. And I got so many views on that, and so many subscribers from people with smoking fetishes. And it was just this short clip, like it didn't mean anything. It wasn't like, it was just with some music, and but I got a lot of views and a lot of fetishes, and that's that story. Okay, well, I think that about covers the questions. I want to thank everyone for sending theirs in. I really hope that you enjoy listening to me ramble on for quite a bit of time. I really also do hope that you're all doing well, that you're getting your rest, you're doing things on a daily basis that you enjoy. Even if it's just little moments here and there. I'm sending you all my love and all my hugs, and I'll see you again